All right. Hello, everyone, and happy holidays. My name is Morgan Heitzman with Scott Leroy Marketing, and thank you so much for joining me here today, this Friday, right before the busy holiday season. What we have for our class here today is a You Choose. So every other Friday, agents get to vote in what classes they would like to have be taught for that following Friday. So this Friday is a You Choose class. We were actually tied between opportunity marketing checklist and tasks and reports. So for today's class, we're going to jump into opportunity marketing and checklist, just because we still have a couple holiday seasons left to go, like New Year's and January and Valentine's Day. So we'll go ahead and jump into our opportunity marketing and checklist here today. Throughout today's training, just know that this class is going to be recorded and can be found on our YouTube page. I'm going to go ahead and drop that link in the chat box down below for you. And if you have any questions throughout today's training, please feel free to use this chat box. I'll do my best to stop in real time and help answer any of those questions along the way. If by chance I miss any questions, just know that I'm going to stay for a few minutes at the end of class here today to help answer those. Now, if by chance we need to troubleshoot your account, we need to jump in and see what's going on, please feel free to reach out to us at support@scottleroymarketing.com. Again, we have dedicated support team on the other end there to help troubleshoot any issues that you may experience within your KW command. Now, without further ado, today's class, again, is going to be about opportunity marketing and opportunity checklists. So, for those of you, if this is your very first time joining a KW Command class, or if this is your very first time signing into the KW Command platform, it's going to be agent.kw.com. And we'll go ahead and enter in our KW username and password. Today's demonstration, we're going to go ahead and jump into Scott's account here. And our opportunities within our KW Command are they're going to be more in tune of your transactions. So when you think opportunity, think transactions. However, there's a little bit more that goes on within that opportunity aside from just the transaction process. So for example, once we sign into our KW Command platform, all we need to do is click on the red KW square on the top left-hand corner here. And that should open up our left-hand navigational icons so we can kind of read them a little bit easier. And we're actually going to go to our opportunities right here. It's going to look like two people shaking hands. And it's going to be somewhat in the center of this menu here. Now, once we're inside of our opportunities, you can see that we have a full timeline for our listings, a full timeline for our buyers, as well as a full timeline for our landlord-tenant section for our leases here. Now, as we scroll up here, each category within the listing and buyers, you should reflect relatively the same. These are what we call phases within our transaction. So phase 1 is cultivate, phase 2 would be appointment, phase 3 would be active, phase 4 would be under contract, and phase 5 would be closed here. You'll see that also reflect down at the buyers. Now, once we actually jump into a specific section, they'll have some more options as well. And this is where we start to really see the difference between the buyer's side and the listing side. So, for example, if you're working, if you have an active listing, you may be staging the home and having open houses, things like that. If you have an active buyer, you may be showing homes, right? So, and once we actually jump into these, they'll organize, or they'll filter out based off of which side of the transaction you're on. Now, what else is really cool about this is we have the ability to create specific marketing for each section of this timeline right here. And now I don't believe we have the ability to create marketing for buyers because, again, buyers don't really need flyers or marketing for themselves. But on the listing side, you have a dedicated marketing section for every phase and stage that you come across here down your timeline. And we'll go ahead and jump into that here in a second. What both of these timelines have is also something called a checklist, which allows you to be able to say, before any clients move from cultivate to appointment, we have to ensure that we have these certain steps set up and completed before we move them onward here. And this will help you be able to ensure that you're providing the same excellent service for all of your clients. So one option is going to be just for the listings, which is your marketing. And then the second option, which is going to be available for all of these right here, is going to be your checklists. So let's go ahead and jump into our cultivate stage right here. And again, for those of you, I did say that this is a transaction timeline, but if we think about it, our transactions really only take place under contract and closed right here. Everything else before this is what you're doing to ensure that successful sale. So cultivate would essentially be the moment that that a lead comes in, say a lead clicked on your social media ad, you captured their information. However, you may not have reached out to them just yet, or you're in the beginning stages of reaching out to them. And then we'll follow it down the timeline where we start to make appointments. Once that's an active listing there, we'll go ahead and move it to active and then under contract and closed right here. So let's go ahead and jump into a listing section right here. So I'm actually going to choose Scott's personal account right here because we do have the option to choose between our team or our personal account. And just jumping into just this cultivate section right here, again, you'll see that you have your watch, nurture, and hot. Watch in the cultivate section, again, it would essentially be that somebody clicked on your ad, you claimed them as a lead, but you have not yet reached out to them just yet. Nurture would be when you start to engage in conversations, gathering more information on what they're looking for, on their email address, their phone number, things like that. And then when they're ready to do business with you, you can move them over to hot and then carry them down the line to appointment right here. So now each one of these sections, watch, nurture, and hot, for example, most likely will take a different set of steps. So for example, if somebody comes in, a brand new lead, and you haven't reached out to them yet, you may want to set up a checklist item to have either a welcome email, an introductory email, something, or introductory message, something along the lines of just introducing yourself, right? And possibly gathering some more information. And then again, nurturing will be keeping in contact, building that relationship. So these are all the checklist items that we're going to need for that. And then hot is maybe gathering additional information on what they're specifically looking for and what needs to be done before we move them into appointments. So I have two listings here. I have fake name listing for both of these. And on the watch section right here, you'll see on the bottom right-hand corner, there's going to be a little checkbox right here. And you see 0 of 8 for both of these. Now, once we create checklist items, this is going to be where they're housed. And simply at any point in time, I can go ahead and click on this, and I can go ahead and check off all of the activities that need to be completed before moving this opportunity over. And you see once you move them over, this one will have 3 checklist items right here. And once we move it over to hot, this may have 2 checklist items or however many that you create. Now, before I get too far into this here, I do want to at least send you guys over a resource here. And within this resource, let me drop this in the chat box for you. This resource right here will be a sheet that includes a full seller's opportunity checklist as well as a full buyer's opportunity checklist. So again, as we back out here a little bit more, as long as you guys have this sheet right here, you will have the ability to create checklists for each section of your buyers and your listings right here. Now, keep in mind, each business is a little bit different, right? So if you see some checklist items that you don't necessarily agree with your business, again, use this as a template, and then enter in your own kind of tasks, right? So if you prefer to text over call, right? If you prefer to email over, use social media, these are going to be things that you may be able to kind of adjust a little bit better to suit your business. So all I did right here is I clicked on the seller's opportunity checklist just because we were in the listing section right here. And as we kind of take a look at this spreadsheet right here, you'll see that you'll have your watch, your nurture, and your hot. So again, this will reflect your watch section, your nurture section, and your hot section right here. I may toggle back and forth, so apologies if that gets your eyes crossed a little bit. But as we're taking a look right here, you'll have get phone number of lead, get the email of the lead, get the lead's current address, add the address or add the contact to a neighborhood, add them to a long-term nurture, send nice to talk to you or nice to meet you video text, send video email with relevant market info, and update opportunity details as needed throughout the pipeline. So these would essentially be the first few steps that you would need the moment a lead comes in, a cold lead comes into your database here. These would essentially be the tasks that we need to complete in order to move them over into our nurture right here. So now at this point, we'll go ahead and get their birthday information, their Facebook. We'll update to a midterm nurture, get their home anniversary, connect on social media, send video, email, introducing like team members if you belong to a team, lender, rep, title, mortgage, all those introductories. Send a text with relevant market info, and you see that again that market info is there throughout the pipeline here, and then update opportunities detail as needed. And then right over here on the hot, add update 8x8 new contact engagements, biweekly nurture. Review the client sheet right here, call, set listing appointment, and then update the opportunity again. So we have this full timeline that we have right here. And what's cool about this is you also see on the left-hand side, these are the first 3 sections in the cultivate, but you also have your cultivate, you have your appointment, you have your active right here, under contract, and closed. So as long as we can kind of read this in a little bit more organized fashion right here, we should be able to very easily and quickly add these checklist items within our command here. And going back over to our listings section, how we do this is going to be on the top right hand corner within our stages and checklists right here. So as I give this a click right here, you'll see you have your watch, nurture, and hot, our 3 categories here. As we move over, we have a probability, which this is within our full opportunities class. We kind of teach you that this is your probability of closing based off of where the opportunity is in the pipeline. So you can feel free to adjust this as well. Like if you know that you're under contract and you'll always close under contract, and maybe do like a 90-95%, right? And so on and so forth. But this section right here, the checklist, this is what we're really focused on here today. So there's 2 ways that we can create checklists within our opportunities. So the first way is to really just click on the checklist, this blue text right here, and it should pop open that checklist on any section that we have here. At this point, we can just click add item down below. We can enter in a task name, include in client update. I think I'm fine for this right now. Enter a description about your task. So task name right here, if I need to gather specific information on a neighborhood or contact information, social media information, things like that, you have the ability to do so right here. And not only that, but you have the ability to create a hyperlink or apply a hyperlink onto this checklist as well, just to very easily allow you to click on it and take you to a specific site page. And last but not least, we have the priority level. How urgent is this priority? Is it low, medium, high, or we can always set it to none as well. In this case, I'll just do a high priority and then click on create here. Once I clicked on create, you'll see the task name applied at the very bottom here. We can move it and adjust it. So again, if you want to organize your checklist items from going from top to bottom, or just rearranging them to a more organized fashion, you can feel free to do so here. Now, if I hit save and then I go back out, you'll see that 123 Main Street right here. Let's go ahead and refresh this here. You'll see that 123 Main Street, and we should have that additional task right here. So it looks like it didn't quite show up. So let's try this one more time. We have our watch nurture. We have our additional task name right here. So number 9. And again, every once in a while, it may take a moment to refresh or something similar to that. Let's go ahead and create one brand new opportunity and see if it updates from new opportunities onward. Is there a way to import stages, or does each task have to be entered separately? So I do not believe that there's currently a way to import a bulk list of tasks. However, that would be an amazing suggestion. I truly suggest traveling over to ideas.kw.com. Because again, with this platform, it's built for agents by agents, right? So with your suggestion, chances are there's a large number of other agents that may be interested in that same feature. But yeah, unfortunately, when it comes to adding the checklist items, we only have the opportunity to add it through here manually, one at a time. Let's create one. I'm just going to create an additional listing here, or an additional opportunity. There we go. And so now it has 9 right here. So it may be the fact that that when you adjust and edit and update your checklist items here, it may not reflect on other opportunities that were currently in this section, but it may apply to new opportunities that come through here. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But yeah, it doesn't backdate any updates. So now that we see this right here, though, it's pretty cool because we see that that with that additional task right here, it updated with that task name. And again, as we are working with different types of clients, there may be some clients that may need some extra TLC that maybe nobody else, or very few people need to have, right? So every one of us has had some clients that may need some extra care, and in this case, if fake name listing 2 needed some extra care right here and nobody else kind of did, what we can do is we can click on this checklist item, and on the very top right hand corner here we have create task. I'm gonna write task 10. And then again, it still allows you to apply this to which side of the transaction. But what this is doing right here is this allows you to be able to apply it to only this one opportunity right here. So again, if I know that that this client was very worried about the staging, right? We can go to active. And then we can go to maybe our showing or our open houses right here, and we can add in a specific task that your client may be worried about, right? So we can make sure that that's front of mind. And then of course you have your hyperlink, and then your priority level, and then your due date as well. But in this case right here, I'm just going to apply it on that cultivate watch section just so we can kind of see what happens here. So now that we've created an additional task, you see that now this individual has 10 items and these people only have 8 right here. So again, just keep in mind, if you need to create additional tasks on a specific opportunity, you can feel free to do so without affecting the rest of the group that's in this section here. Now let's take another look at this here really quick. So I'm going pretty quickly inside of this pop-up here, but to get familiar with this, you see at the very top right here, you have your cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and close, so which is again very much like your timeline that you see up top here. And again, once we give that a click, we can actually navigate to each one of these sections right here, and then we can actually enter in other checklists, apply checklists right here that we currently have that's built out, but again, we may have to actually build that out first in order to kind of pull it through. Pamela, that would be correct. So there's a couple different tasks regarding KW commands. So you have contact tasks, which are going to be more into that task section on the left-hand side on your navigational pages. And then you have opportunity tasks, and these are going to reflect more on a transaction basis instead of a client basis. So again, what kind of tasks do we need to apply in order to ensure a successful close? So that's going to be this right here. If you're working on nurturing contacts, or if you need just some reminders or things like that, you do have a dedicated tasks section right here, which allows you to create contact tasks as well. So you do have a couple different options. I believe the task section right here also allows you to create opportunity tasks. However, let's go ahead and see here. So, sort of, you do have the ability to link to an opportunity within your task. However, it's going to be a little bit more limited. But yeah, two sides of the same coin when it comes to tasks: your contact tasks or your opportunity tasks. All right, looking back at this right here, we saw that full timeline. We can kind of still see it right here a little bit. Going down below this timeline right here, we can close this up. And then again, you see you have your watch, nurture, and hot. Now, keep in mind, whatever checklist that I selected or whatever opportunity I clicked on, so everything that we're seeing inside of this pop-up is going to be for this one opportunity right here. So as we're seeing 0 across the board right here, it could possibly just mean that that we don't have any unique tasks available just yet for this opportunity. But you have your watch, nurture, and then your hot right here. So again, as we're moving this person down this pipeline, you can actually see that this green thing right here that says current stage will start to adjust depending on where we're at. So now you see we're in nurture, and then we can move down to hot right here. There's a couple other things that are pretty cool about these checklist items right here. Again, we briefly breezed over this, but you can set a due date, a specific due date in order to complete this task. And again, this will help ensure that you are keeping on task and moving through the pipeline efficiently. If you belong to a team, and because I know we did jump into Scott's personal command here, but if you belong to a team and you're a Rainmaker, you should also be able to assign a team member right over here in this blank section. So again, you can assign a due date, you can assign a team member if you belong to a team. And then again, on the right-hand side right here, we can mark this as complete. It'll give you a nice date stamp as well as a checkbox. And then again, by Scott Leroy, if you belong to a team, this would be very helpful because it helps ensure that you know who is completing these tasks here. And then over on the right hand side, we have these 3 dots as long as the checkbox is unchecked. And then again, we can edit the specific task, or we can go ahead and archive it. One last thing is, if you're someone who likes to only see the tasks that you need to complete, right? So if I start completing these tasks right here, and sometimes I have a lot of tasks and they get kind of jumbled up. Maybe I have a task completed down here. You know, what we can do in this case is we actually have an ability to hide completed tasks. So we're only seeing the tasks that we need to do. So it says we have 4 tasks to do. Once we complete that, it'll narrow down to 3 tasks, 2 tasks, 1 task. So really cool. So moving back over here, you see that I did complete those tasks on the watch section. So when I moved back the opportunity, it has a 7 out of 8 completed right here. And then we move them over to a brand new checklist. So let's create a couple of these checklists here first. I won't spend too much time on this because as you start to see me create a few here, you're going to really start to see that repetition and that muscle memory kick in. So again, there's not really too much to this, but let me go ahead and create at least one checklist here for us. Maybe we can redo these 8 and then we can kind of see how that works. So again, clicking on stages and checklists on the top right. I'm going to go ahead and edit. Let's go ahead and edit our nurture because there's only three items in here. So in this case right here, I don't need these 3 items. So I can just go ahead and delete these. And we'll hit save. And so now we have 0 checklist items in our nurture. There's quite a bit of checklist items in our watch right here, so I won't bother editing that too much. But in this case right here, let's go ahead and look at nurture. We'll give that a click right here. And then I'm going to move over to my seller opportunity template right here. So my checklist. And as we kind of scroll up, we have our nurture. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tasks that we can apply here. So starting with the first one, I'll just double click this right here, Control C, and then moving back over to my opportunity here, I'm just going to add item. I'm going to Control V right here. Get Facebook and birthday, get birthday and add birthday to Smart Plan. So get the birthday from Facebook and add to Smart Plan. So I'm just going to go ahead and re-add this. Find client's birthday on Facebook and add to Smart Plan. So this is a little bit easier for me to read right here. Hyperlink maybe facebook.com. Perfect. And then this is a pretty important task right here. So I may actually use this as a medium level. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on create here. So there we go. There's our first one. So we're going to do the same thing over here on our checklist. We're going to copy this right here. And then we'll go ahead and we'll just add our second checklist item. So I may actually take some of this content here and I may place it down in my description. And then now I have a nice cleaned up task name. I have some additional context right here. If there's a specific Smart Plan, maybe I add that in there, but it does say midterm nurture, so I already know what Smart Plan to grab. And then again, not quite needing a hyperlink at this point, but if you wanted to hyperlink to maybe a specific Smart Plan link, you can. But in this case, I'm just going to not include a hyperlink right here. And then again, this may be a medium level task right here. All right, moving onward to the third one right here, get home anniversary or when the lease ends. So if we're working with our leases here, we'll go ahead and X out of there. We can go ahead and add these checklist items to the leases as well. We'll paste this right here. I'm going to remove this section because I am working with a listing right here, so I don't quite need that. And then I'll go ahead and click on create, or again, a hyperlink to Facebook, something similar to that. I'm going to choose a lower task right here, and I'm going to hit save. So I have three items right here. I did hit save, but I'm not quite done yet. Let's go ahead and add a couple more here. Connect on social media. So at this point, we should have either a Facebook link or if you'd like, maybe look up Instagram, Twitter, those sort of social media platforms, whatever you're currently on. And then you can go ahead and drop that hyperlink down there, or even add a couple hyperlinks within the description right here. I'm going to click on create, and then we'll move back over to our next checklist item. Send a video email introducing a member of your team, the lender, title rep, etc. So again, adding this checklist item right here. I may remove some of that additional context, and I may just place it right here. And then again, of course, if you have a link to your lender, to your title company, any hyperlink that you'd like, you can feel free to drop it here. Or if you have like BombBomb or a specific video recording platform that you like to use, again, you can just drop it in the hyperlink. All right. we got two more here. Send a text with relevant market info. So we'll go ahead and we'll apply this right here. I'm just going to hit create. And then one last one right here, update opportunity details as needed in the pipeline. So again, this is just a good reminder right here. Once you're done with all the checklist items, is there any information you need to update on the client? Is there any information you need to update on the transaction? You know, any loose ends that we need to tie up? That's essentially what this task is right here. Oops. There you go. Make sure to place it in the task section here. And the task name is the only thing that I believe you quite need in order to kind of create a task here. So now we have all of our checklist items. We'll go ahead and hit save. And now we have 7 checklist items available to us. So again, name of the game is really kind of going through each one of these right here. So your watch, nurture, hot. Once you're done copying and pasting over, again, move over to your appointment. And then you're active, under contract, and closed. And then again, there may be titles that we have up here that may not reflect exactly the same as yours, but again, it should have at least those specific categories, those 3 sections, for you to be able to kind of move through smoothly. Let's see here. How does hyperlink to smart plan work? Oh, you mean in my reference? Yeah. So my reference would really just be like an internal, like if we went to our opportunities if we went to our smart plan within our command, and there was like maybe a specific smart plan that we have here. This would essentially be what I was meaning. Just a personal reference. Unfortunately, you can't hyperlink like an already active smart plan or like automatically get them up there. But at least this would allow me to easily identify when I click on it what actual smart plan I'm jumping into. My 36 touch smart plan. I'm like, all right, perfect. And I can go ahead and apply them. Or you can just simply hyperlink to your smart plans right here, and you can just go ahead and add them in. All right, so as we're taking a look right here, checklist items, we're pretty much good on that. So that's all it really kind of takes in terms of getting those set up. Now for the kind of the fun part, which is your marketing here. So again, checklists work on the listings and buyers, and you also have a leases checklist as well. So you can actually add this also. But again, keep in mind, I believe we only have the option for buyers and sellers in terms of our template here. Now, as we're jumping back over here, I'm just going to get back into my opportunities. Listings have a unique option when it comes to our opportunities to create marketing. And of course, those of you who are used to KW Command, you can create marketing within your designs right here. However, the opportunity section allows you to pull in a specific design for the specific stage and phase that you're currently in. So how we do this is we click on our cultivate here. We go to any listing that we have. So let's start at the very beginning here. So we have fake name listing. If I were to give fake name listing a click, it should go up. It should open up into our details tab. And right next to details, you'll have a section called marketing. Again, you'll only find this in the listing section, not the buyer section. So clicking on marketing right here, it identifies where we're at in this timeline here. So it's identifying that we're actually in the cultivate section the moment a lead kind of comes in. So what this is doing here is this is pulling that information, and it's saying out of your specific stage and phase right here, we would suggest you creating this type of marketing for this opportunity currently right now. So you see right here, it's a what buyers love post. So it's a trend alert post, it's a client testimonial post, and it's a home value post. So again, being within the listing section, brand new to the lead, these would typically be what we can use. Now, If I like one of these, you see that right below gives us a title of what type of content this is. So all 4 of these currently are social media posts. It gives you a title, and then it also lets you know which are recommended. And in this case, all of them or either one of them are recommended. As we are interested in a specific design, all you have to do is give it a click here. We'll wait for it to load up. Okay, well, it looks like that template was currently deleted. So let's go back one more time. Again, with all the updates that are currently happening with KW Command, when in doubt, we'll just go ahead and back out and then refresh. Here, let's back out this way. We'll go back to our marketing here. And then instead of a trend alert, let's see if I can choose something else here. Now we may be able to select this one more time and it may work for us, but just for today's demonstration, let's try a different one here. There we go. Perfect. So this is what should happen whenever you click on one of these social media posts right here. So not only does it pop open here for us to edit and create and adjust this content, but it'll also save in that opportunities section where we saw that marketing. So just for this demonstration, let me go ahead and I'm just going to pull over like an image just so we can kind of easily identify this marketing content right here. And I may also adjust the color. There we go. So that's going to be easy to identify as we are working our way through our different marketing. Whenever you make any adjustments, I always suggest saving. And then again, if you finished your marketing content, like if it's done being edited and created, I'd always suggest downloading as well. For this case right here, we may come back and edit this a little more. So I just hit the file save option. And then when we back out, let's see. All right, so let's back out a few times here. So when I back out and I go back to that opportunity, you'll see that it'll pop open here for us to be able to see and use. So as we're navigating down the timeline, you'll start to collect a number of different marketing pieces for this one opportunity. So we can see all the marketing we've done for this one transaction here. So so again, we're in the listing cultivate section. So let's go ahead and go back. Let's go ahead and drag fake name from watch to nurture right here. And let's see if there's any additional marketing within nurture and hot here. Okay, perfect. So it looks like they only organize this based off of your watch, nurture, under your cultivate, appointment, active, under contract, and close. This may be the different stages that they send different marketing to. So in this case right here, let's move all the way up. We're going to move this opportunity over to our appointment section. We have that fake name right here. We'll go ahead and give that a click. We'll jump back into our marketing. And you'll see now we have another different type of marketing that we can create content for. We have our listing presentation, which again, within our appointments, with our listing appointments, this is going to be a pretty big deal here. So you'll also notice right below it, it'll give you an indication on what type of content this is. This is a printable piece of content. And then again, all we'll need to do is give this a click here. It'll load up this listing presentation for us. And one thing to note is that that we also have a on the bottom right hand corner here, we have pages, so we can actually see all the different pages that we need to, or that we can edit or create within this listing presentation here. Now, within the listing presentation, if we scroll down, if somehow we accidentally delete a page here, so we'll delete this first page. And say we're going through our presentation, we're editing it. all of a sudden we actually need that first page back again. How we do this is, I believe on the left hand side you'll have your templates right here, and within your templates you should be able to see all these different pages that you can go ahead and add and select. And I think they're organized based off of the type here, and you also have the ability to add a new page as well. There we go. As well as duplicate, right? So you have a duplicate and delete. As we are going through here, I think, what does that first page look like for us? So again, pretty decent first page, just because, again, it'll be easy to identify. I may also take a look at adjusting this here. I'm going to use that same purple just so we kind of know that that is our edited content right here. So I'm going to hit File, Save. I'm going to come back here later and edit this, edit the final. I'm going to hit Done right here. And then again, you'll see, I'm not sure if you can see that, but you'll see that purple and then that first page right here as well. So now we have two pieces of marketing content specifically for this 122 Main Street right here. All right. Now, again, we'll move it over to active right here. Within our active marketing, you'll see we have a number of different marketing pieces. And again, keeping a look down below here, the first two pieces of content are going to be printable flyers or a trifold. The last three are going to be social media posts. So again, depending on what you want to print out, we may end up printing out both of these. One for our maybe our open houses, right, or our for sale signs, and then these may be posted to our social media platform to gain traction. So again, very easily, I can just select on a specific piece of content I want to edit. And again, if I'm going too quickly on the designs portion for you guys, just know that we have a full in-depth designs class live and recorded for you. So so in case you need that, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to send it over to you. Again, sticking with the purple theme today, as long as I can identify that this is something that I have edited, I'm going to hit save right here. We'll come back and edit this later. I'm going to hit done on the top right-hand corner. And you'll start to see that we have 1, 2, 3 pieces of content now. So now we're seeing our full timeline of our marketing. Oops, let's go back here. Of our marketing as we're going down the timeline here. So now active, we're going to move over to under contract here. Now I kind of want to, as we're kind of sitting here together, the active portion, let's go ahead and see if there's any other pieces of marketing in terms of open houses. So I would like to kind of see that before we move onward here. And it looks like it's all just, again, for that same category, for that same active category. So again, moving over to under contract here. We'll give this a click. We'll jump into our marketing and then look at all these beautiful social media posts that we have right here. Again, just letting everyone know that that this listing has went under contract. Select your favorite social media post right here. Should pop open here for you. Now, it doesn't quite look like there's too much to edit on this social media post. We can adjust the text here. We can edit the DBA name. But again, also keep in mind that if you wanted to jazz up the social media post a little bit, we can always add like our headshot, things like that. So in this case, I may actually add a headshot here. We'll place it right here. And then we can go ahead and add Scott's image right here. And then again, you can personalize this a little bit more if you'd like to. So again, we're going to go ahead and file, save this. And again, we'll go ahead and hit done. All right, perfect. A great question, Pamela. I haven't been able to put my your listing picture in the under contract sign right here. So yeah, it looks like this portion is part of the background. So if I go ahead and were to remove the image right here, all this other content back behind here may also get rid of this sign here for you. I think the only 3 pieces of actual content that we have on here. Yep, there we go. Oh well. Let's move backwards here. So let's see if I can delete that really quickly. Yeah, so it looks like it may be stuck with the image. So if I were to move an image back over as a background right here, it may get rid of everything else. But again, you do have the ability to create your own custom designs as well. If you want them, you can create a brand new social media post. All right, I'm going to hit save right here. We're going to move back over to our opportunity. And then now you see that we have all 1, 2, and our 3 and 4 different social media posts right here. Not social media, but marketing content. All right, we'll move this one more over to closed right here. This is going to be our last category. Just note, whenever you come under contract or closed right here, this the opportunity does act as a locked-in deal or a transaction that's currently taking place. So you may not be able to edit too much when you go under contract or close. We may have to push it back out. This is only in terms of editing your opportunity. But in terms of closed right here, you'll see that in order to move it over, it does ask us for a close date. I'm just going to confirm this here today. And then once we move over to our closed, we'll go ahead and give this a click. Again, our marketing right here, we have our just sold flyer and then 2 just sold social media posts. So this would typically be that timeline of all of that marketing for that content. So again, you can very easily show your clients. You can very easily keep track of your marketing for each listing or each transaction, right? And again, you'll be able to kind of just keep better track, right? Let me just again just kind of trying to change this to something that we can see. There we go. Gonna hit file save one more time here and then done. And now we have all of our marketing content right here for our 122 Main Street. So from our cultivate stage all the way to our close stage, we were able to create a do you know the value of your home social post, a seller's guide, a just listed social media post, an under contract and sold post. So you really kind of walk through all these different categories here. And then again, it's on my 123 Main Street, so I don't have to dig around too much in my designs here and figure out which design goes for which listing. It does appear right here, but again, so much easier to be able to see that in one swoop within your opportunities here. There we go. So a lot easier to keep track of right here. Now, one other thing to note is there's a couple notifications right here. So one thing says social ad recommendations are away while we move to our new AI powered experience. So though we have our scheduled post right here in our print, we should also have an ad section as well. However, given that there's a new paid ad update that has recently adjusted the way that we do paid ads, they may still be under construction. However, you do have a create paid campaign right here on the right hand side. So if we give this a click, it should push us over to being able to kind of create that paid ad as well. So again, still kind of under construction, may not pop up for you in terms of like suggested marketing on the opportunity, but you do have that quick way to create that paid ad as well. All right, I think that may be about it for me here today. Again, if you guys have any additional questions, I'll look through this chat for you. again here. Again, thank you so much for spending this Friday with me. I know that there's a lot going on this weekend. So again, happy holidays. Stay safe out there. Enjoy, and we'll see you next week.